Evening guys, just a bit of waffle while I'm watching Umbercoy laying the blocks for his dad. Fair play, looking smart. It's been a long time coming with all the problems they've had with water and one thing and another, but it's coming along now. Can't wait to see the finished article. Anyway, as I say, a bit of waffle. I've got a couple of issues. One's the poorly fish that I believe to be a swim bladder issue, but I'll get onto that one in a minute. So the grow one's doing well. I can't stop them feeding. Water's a bit pants at the minute because of how much food's going in, but these are putting some growth on. Putting some right size on. Keeps gathering muck down the bottom there, but if I turn the air bar off and just turn the pump up a bit, it's gone in 30 seconds. So yeah, these are doing well. Window needs cleaning yet again. I bet that's all you hear about windows on YouTube at the minute. Sick of cleaning my window. Anybody who's thinking about having windows, just think again. Really, the only thing I found good for a window is keep an eye on your fish, the health of your fish, because obviously you can see all around, whereas from above without a window you can't. But windows are just a pain in the neck to keep clean unless you've got the time. So yeah, just think twice. Is it worth that extra expense? 500 quid for a decent sized window? I don't know. I don't know. I suppose if you spot a poorly fish from underneath, then it's been worthwhile, but I just don't know. If you keep a close eye on your fish anyway, you should be good. Achiba's doing well. Well, they're all doing well, to be fair. Obviously, I can't keep them all. I'm only going to keep probably 3 or 4 out of this tank, so the rest I'll just be passing on. So yeah, that's doing well, to be fair. They're still on the sake. So yeah, but forget over to the poorly fish. So on my last video I said I've got a poorly fish, and it all aimed towards a swim bladder issue. A sankey he was lying on the bottom. Sometimes he'd tilt over, he'd swim off like a sturgeon, all sloppy. He'd be gasping at the top, and then he'd sink down and he'd lie on the bottom again. Well, I was over at 5 Towns Koi talking to Nigel. I mentioned about this fish and I says I think it's swim bladder. Explained it to him, and he says, have you done a gill scrape? And I said, well, no, I've never ever really done a gill scrape. It's not the thing I like to do, or really want to entertain doing. But I have done this week a PP. I've PP'd the pond at a really well. I PP'd the pond at a dosage that I know I can cope with, using the AUK meter to check the levels constantly. Because I had done scrapes on fish and couldn't find anything. However, when Nigel says, have you done a gill scrape, I thought, you know what, there was no flashing and nothing in the pond, but I thought, I looked at the sankey, the one that was poorly, that I thought had got a swim bladder issue, and he got like a sore on his underside from where he'd been lying on the bottom a lot. So I thought, I'm going to get him out, I'm going to salt bath him, and I'll give him a scrape again, and I'll put a bit of Tamidine on his belly while he's out. I didn't video it because some people don't like to see that anyway. So I salt bathed him. First I scraped him, then I salt bathed him, then I Tamidined him. Put the slide under the microscope. Bang! First thing I seen, gill fluke. The gill fluke's the one with the hooks, isn't it? So I looked on the Kasuri chart, and it was definitely gill fluke. But then I found other flukes. But to me, that was dead. I mean, somebody mentioned a while back, are you sure the dead flukes and not dormant flukes? But how can you tell whether a fluke's dormant or dead? I don't know. So yeah, there was other flukes there. That wasn't moving. So I thought, right, I've got Learnex in stock. So bang, I've walloped the Learnex Pro in. So that's why it's cloudy. Now I know people have had issues with Learnex Pro with it clogging up. It's basically like mixing wallpaper paste. That's what I put it down to. So as long as you give it a good stir. But what I also do is put an air stone in, and I bubble it for a while. And as you can see, yeah, there's like a fine powder on the top, like a film, but there's no clumps of Learnex Pro. So basically I got the large Learnex Pro 20,000 litre one, so basically my pond's 10,000 litres, so I just halved it. Now there was some comments going around, which please hit me up in the comments if you can, because I'm undecided what to do, but people are saying do a full dose the first day, half dose the second day, and half dose the third day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, if you could comment below, that would be great, and then I know tomorrow then whether I've got to eat them again with a half dose, or what I've got to do. I'd welcome the comments, really appreciate it. Normally, I mean, I've used Learnex before, that's my go-to, to be fair, with flukes. And what I've done, I've just gone by the recommended on the bottle. But I know, as I say, there has been comments going around that eat them second and third day instead of waiting the 5 days or whatever it may be. I mean, since I've put the Learnex in, the fish, I don't know whether it's in the mind or what, but the fish seem to have perked up, to be fair. The Sankey has been swimming around a lot today. I can't see him at the minute. Saying that, he's probably sulking on the bottom now, because I've had him out and bathed him. I can't see him at the minute. Oh, he's down here. There, excuse the finger, there he's down there. So he's swimming about, and he's swimming about a lot better than he was. Big bad Fred's after food again, but I'm not going to put any food in for a day or so. There's a Sankey down there, look. That Benny guy's coming on a treat now after he had a problem a while back. That cheap is always doing well. This is Asagi off Mark Cheddar. Wow. I think he's doubled in size since I've had him. Yeah. Big bad Fred's had a knock on his head, look. So that's off the, I believe, off the shower, because what happens is the food drops in over there, fires across, but the air blows it under the shower. The shower's off at the minute because I'm leaving the pumps off for an hour while this Learnex takes hold. But yeah, the water level's down because I've just done a filter clean before I put the Lurnex in, and they fight under there for food. So what I'm gonna do, rather than leave the water level lower, what some people do, I'm gonna higher the shower, only by a couple of inches, just to see if it improves it. But yeah, he's took a knock on his head. He's been in wars the last few weeks, he has. But yeah, I mean the PP, I did put an heavy dose in, so whether it killed the flukes, I don't know, but certainly the gill fluke that I got on the scrape earlier, I didn't video it, certainly he was moving, but certainly there was other flukes that wasn't moving. So whether the PP killed the other flukes, I don't know. Some people say if you have the dosage strong enough that it will kill flukes. Whether that's not the case for gill fluke, I just don't know. I'm still a novice at the end of the day. I'm learning. Like quite a lot of people. I'm not one of them that's been in the hobby for 12 months and become an expert by far. Yeah, I've always kept fish. But as I've said before, it's just basically dug an hole 17 foot by 11 foot, 3 foot deep, chucked a liner in, chucked a box filter in and fed the fish. Nothing to this extent. That asagi is unbelievable that I had off Beacon Koi. So nice, that asagi is. Big bad Fred off Beacon Koi as well. If you don't know who they are, just look them up on Facebook. They have some cracking deals. They've got a WhatsApp group. Top guys, Simon and Dean. Gimlin Kahaku's doing wonders as well. That was off Stu at Okikoi. Again, if you don't know who Stu is, nip over to Okikoi. He's got a WhatsApp group. His WhatsApp group's gone that well, he's basically sold out of stock. So I think he's going to have an early holiday this year. Fair play to him, he's a cracking lad, Stu is. Yeah, nip over to Stu and get added to his WhatsApp group. Obviously Nigel, 5 Towns Koi, what a gent. Full of knowledge, and he's helped me out there, to be fair. Yet I did scrape the Sankey before and never found anything, and it wasn't till he mentioned gill flukes and said that sounds to him that it's gill flukes and not bladder issue. Fair play. I found gill fluke, so happy days. I'm chuffed at that. It's the unknown that frustrates people, not knowing what you've got. People say, oh, don't treat unless you know what you're treating for, but I don't know whether that's right or wrong, because when you do a scrape, you find trick, costia, white, or possibly find trick, costia, white spot, etc, etc, or fluke. Now they're both pigeon. Look, trying to get me fish, you little swine. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what happens is you scrape your fish and you find whatever parasite it may be. So what do? If it's fluke, you treat for fluke. What comes after fluke? Possibly costia, trick, white spot, whatever it may be. So you treat for that. So to me, if you fish, forgive me if I'm wrong, again, I'm just a novice at the end of the day, but why stress your fish out anymore? And if you can afford to do it, obviously, because treatments are so expensive these days. But if you know you've got something in your pond, why not just treat for all anyway? And it's known that Costia, etc., comes after fluke, so why not treat for fluke first and then treat for the other parasites after? I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I right? It's the unknown, isn't it? It's the unknown. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling on here. I need to get back to... I'm just keeping an eye on these for a bit. I've got another half hour or so before I turn the pumps back on. As I say, I've turned them off so these have a good soak. Skin condition on these is superb. Water quality has picked up since I've come off the FD build. FD build, brilliant food. The build up, sorry, cracking food. The fish didn't half put some growth on, but my water went to pants, to be fair. He didn't go great, so I've switched over to Saki colour, Saki growth and Saki balance, and to be fair, my water is a lot better than it was. I'm having to clean the filter, the Nexus, every 2 days, which is doing my nappering, to be fair, but that's going to be looked at next year. Right guys, I'm waffling. I need to get back to Umbercoy, see how far he's got with his bricks. He's probably like the pond after all my waffling. So guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Really appreciate you watching my videos and the nice comments I get off people. At the end of the day, if people want to give me bad comments, it's what it's all about. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but I would like somebody's comment on how they use LearnX Pro. I'd really appreciate that. That would be great. On that note guys, I'll leave it there. Jobs of fish. Thanks a lot.